Hello, I'm back because I forgot a few things. And now the dust has kind of settled around here, and I'm going to see if I can just stay calm, cool, and collected, and no dogs will go by. Finley will stay cool. Hopefully, the phone won't ring. Because I wanted to talk a little bit about part of my plan with the RV. A lot of you saw this picture of my setup now. And why am I here for 59 days? Because I don't have a place to go yet in South Carolina until April 1st. Part of my plan for the motor coach of how I was going to make it all work was I'm going to volunteer for the state parks in the states that I want to visit in trade for my full hookup site. I'll be a camp host. You can jump online and you can volunteer. So late last year, I had jumped online and I got it all lined up to stay at one of the state parks. And I kept following up to make the finalizing arrangements. And I learned that they had double booked the 50 amp spot that I need for Big Mama here. So they didn't need me. They already had a camp host and they didn't have a spot for me. So that took that whole thing off the table. Now to park this thing, it's about $500 a month. So again, my plan was to volunteer 25 hours a week, cleaning bathrooms, cleaning shower houses, cleaning up campsites after campers leave, raking, things like that in trade for my, $500 a month. And that's at an RV park. That's not even at a state park. Normally at state parks, you can only stay 2 weeks and it's about $50 a night. So, this was going to be my way to seize the moment and trade goods for services. So that was taken off the table. And so I tried to find another park, and none of the other parks around the area that looked like they had an internet, because I work remote and a good strong internet signal is critical. And they either didn't have campsites, they didn't have a need, they weren't taking applications, or I missed it. But I decided to revisit the South Carolina state parks. And guess what? Now there is a park that has an opening in April, May, and June. And it's right in the town I want to go to. Yay. So I am going to fill out, they have a different application. Every different state has a different application. I had to submit my resume. I think they do a background check. And so that's back on the table again. And that's why I've decided then to just stay put in Russellville for 2 months. They don't prorate, so that's why I got to pull out of here on March 22nd and head over to South Carolina. So there's going to be a couple weeks between March 22nd and April 1st when I check into my new spot. God willing that everything goes good with the application, but I've already passed the background check for the South Carolina port people, not the port, the parks. The port is very important to me as well. But so I have faith that it's going to work out. And so that then puts me back on track, because my plans to do that, even down here in Arkansas, those didn't pan out. And then to, park it at my mom's, that didn't work out. So I'm about to get back on track come April 1st with my plan on how I'm going to make all this work out here in the motor coach, with my volumes going up, but the market is changing and margins are down, and yeah, so that's exciting. And the park, like I said, it's basically right in town. It's right in town, which is going to put me logistically exactly where I want to be. So I'm excited about that. So that's happening. And then Jamie came over tonight. She helped me unload the kayak. It had been raining and raining and raining. I never unloaded the kayak. Jamie helped me get that done. We got all the water out of that. I've unloaded my bike. I've reattached it. I lock it up on the side out here. And then the egg chair is still in my car. I haven't pulled that out and set it up yet. Um, Nobody here has an egg chair. At the other park, there was another person with an egg chair. Um, but I don't see a problem with it. There's people with lawn chairs set up. It's kind of like the same thing along the same lines. And the weather here is going to be such that I will be able to go out there and enjoy a morning cup of coffee in it, because it was like 52 here today, which was amazing. It's still very foggy. I walked through this park. It was very enchanting, I called it, and that's really the way to put it. It was quiet, mossy. It was really cool. I see memes out there that talk about the escaping into a mossy forest, and that's what I did today. So that was cool. I also am going to be updating the website because my board is we're growing, not growing, changing. My board member Stephen Wood is now with a company you might recognize. Anybody heard of Ulta Beauty? Yes, he is I have a cheat sheet down here. He's the Plainview architect now for Ulta Beauty. So he's making strides. And Melinda is off to Washington, D.C. right now, doing her continuing education. She works for the Des Moines Public Schools in the accounting, and I'm excited for Melinda to be off in D.C. and having, those opportunities. And I'm very proud of Stephen Wood. We started working together back at Market Link back in 2010. And so to be there with each other, to watch all this growth and development and have him as my accountability coach, I'm very grateful. So nice work, Stephen, and thank you very much. And the same to Melinda. I'm very proud of her and everything that she's accomplished as well. And then my daughter Josie is the other board member we have right now, and she's coming up on 7 years steady with Hy-Vee. And so I hope good things for growing in the Hy-Vee ladder with my daughter Josie. And of course, I'm looking for more board members. And if you've got grant writing experience, I've been dabbling with that. I wear a lot of hats in what I do, so I dabble all over. My favorite part is probably Canva and making the art and the creative piece. And then I do appreciate coming on and going live with everybody that's tuning in. It helps me talk things out loud, and definitely feels less alone, for sure. Yeah, and then let's see, what else? The kayak. I think we're actually going to be going out kayaking. Jamie and I talked about it tonight. And with the weather, just dress appropriately. We're not going to get wet. There's a total, if you're doing it right, you don't have to get wet when you go kayaking. Finley would love it. I know that much. I need a little doggy life vest. His last one didn't fit, so I sent it off to the I might have given it to Melinda in case she got a dog. She was thinking about getting a dog until all these travel opportunities came up, and then she went to Portugal, and then she's off to DC, and now that pretty much satiated her I want to get a dog situation. But the bottom line is, I need a life vest. I feel like I want a handle on it to pull him back in, because I feel like he will try to jump out. We would go to Lake Dardanelle is where we would go. Some friends of Jamie's around here have kayaks, and with the foggy weather, I don't know, might be kind of fun in the morning. But anyway, let's see what else is going on. I'm about to do dishes. I'm waiting for the hot water heater to heat up. Everything is working good. We weathered it with the pipes. Nothing broke or burst. Tomorrow I'll empty out black tanks, gray tanks. And of course I've got two, because I've got two bathrooms. I've got a front gray and a back gray, a front black and a back black. My nose itches. It's so dry. Got my bike unloaded, but I have a flat tire. There are some cool bike trails around. The state park in South Carolina that I'll be a camp host at here, God willing, April, May, and June. There's a big bike trail that runs around that thing. So I need to maybe get some assistance from some of my nephews. Maybe they can help me fix a bike tire so that I can actually ride my big bad bike I had to have. Another one of my ADHD impulse purchases, but I'm dragging that bad boy with me everywhere I'm going. We will ride. We will ride. I tell you. But anyway, yeah, that's it for now. Day 37 in the motor coach. It's taking a little more focus to stay not overwhelmed, but we're going to get through it. I'm excited to be in Russellville. I got to take Taylon's laundry over to him last night. And yeah, Jamie popped by. I had got over there for Chuck Wagon barbecue chili last night. Jamie made that. It was delish. Next time it's on the menu, I'm taking cornbread over to go with it. And it's finally stopped raining. So I feel like I'm getting back to myself. I've been in kind of a slump. That's why I haven't been out here. I'm getting hot water back. Gotta do dishes. And my mom's coming down tomorrow night. We got the game at Arkansas Tech. And yeah, I wanted to make sure I got all the updates in there because Wyatt checks these out when he can. And I want to make sure he's up to date and with what's going on out here, because I definitely miss my family. I miss my home. I miss my apartment sometimes, but then I don't, because I remember that one day I was working on this Jesus journal and I was so dove into it, but downstairs the guy was knocking. My dog was freaking out, and it got so bad that I had to leave my own apartment. And I lost my whole train of thought on that Jesus Journal project, because that's another iron I have in the fire. And I never got back to it from that day. So I remember all the things about that apartment that I knew I had outgrown that place. And then just keep focused on the goal, the big goal in front of us. And that is just to keep telling the stories, keep inspiring people. Yeah, just keep going. And yeah, that's the main thing. Consistency. I consistently don't know what I'm doing, but I'm consistently doing it. And that's the key, I guess. So thanks for tuning in, and it helps me feel less alone.